It's the champ Antonio Tarver, and you're listening to Tarver's Take. The most informative take in boxing. Just remember where you heard it first. This week, man, we want to tap into the fight that didn't happen. Uh, Tim Tszyu versus Keith Thurman, man. Keith Thurman pulled up injured last week. I was there. The injury, I was there. I saw the injury, and I knew it was bad the way Keith fell down in pain, man, after trying to throw a body shot to the sparring partner. I think the sparring partner blocked it with his elbow, and it just caught Keith right on the bicep, man. And I knew he went down in excruciating pain. I knew the fight was in jeopardy. Was hoping for the best though. But up until that point, man, I really believe, Keith was looking good, and he was going to surprise a lot of people in Vegas. Tim Tszyu for one, and a lot of the critics. Don't know how that fight would have turned out, but I believe Keith would have definitely competed much better than people would have given him credit for, prior to. They're looking at the long layoff, but it looks like, to me, it looked like he had knocked the ring rust off, and he got hurt, believe it or not, in the 11th round of a sparring session, bro. So, up until then, the energy was good. His pace was good. He had his footwork was together. It was some things that, of course, I would have liked to see him tighten up, but that could have been corrected, prior to the fight. And I think it was going to be a straight up dog match, man, for Tim Tszyu. So, man, hate that this fight isn't going through. I know a lot of people was looking forward to it. I'm sure Keith Thurman is hurt by it, his team, because I know how bad they wanted this. And, man, we just going to have to, get back to the drawing board, and see what's up next for Keith Thurman. But in his replacement, 6'5.5" Sebastian Fundora, man. And on paper, looks to be a nightmare when you look at contrasting styles for Tim Tszyu. But at the level of this caliber, man, the cream gonna rise to the top, and the best fighter 9 times out of 10 will win in these contests. But man, 6'5.5", and he's a southpaw, totally opposite of the guy he had been training for weeks. Keith Thurman. So even their styles are a little bit different. But when I look at Fundora, man, I have to say at 6'5.5", there's no way that I'll be putting my fighter inside, fighting inside, digging close, giving these fighters, opportunities that on the contrast or the normal wouldn't normally have when you're 6'5.5". You feel me? He has to learn how to box from the outside, find his power from outside, and really stay on the outside, being 6'5.5" and having that long reach as long as some heavyweights. Those are advantages that no trainer should want to tell his fighter to give away. This is boxing. It's the hurt business. We don't give advantages, we take advantages. And if he was my fighter, man, I'll have him finding his success from the outside. There's no way a guy that tall, because, he don't have the body frame to really take those shots. That's why when he fought Mendoza, man, at round 6 or 7, that first win starts to go, and you looking for that conditioning to carry you the rest of the way. You can't take shots like that. Your body just won't allow it. And we saw Mendoza land a crushing blow that knocked Fundora out, man. And when you look at the power of a Tim Tszyu, the way he goes to the body, if Fundora stays inside close where he's been known to fight, I think I wouldn't be surprised to see somewhat of the same result. Maybe Fundora getting caught with a devastating shot. And can you imagine Tim Tszyu following up with that hook as he's been known to do? So, I think this fight would be a much more competitive, meaning, action, ebb and flow, maybe because of styles. You feel me? But, I still believe Tim Tszyu come out of this one on top. And I wouldn't be surprised, like I said before, if the results is a devastating knockout somewhere late, maybe 9 or 10. If Fundora hasn't learned to really, truly use his advantages, stay on the outside and box these guys, and then give him the best chance, to win. So we'll be looking forward to that fight March 30th, man, live from Las Vegas. And let's not forget on the undercard, Pitbull, goes against Rolly Romero, man. So you don't want to miss that one, man. Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a card, man. I wish my boy Keith Thurman was still fighting, but that's boxing. And definitely want to highlight Haney Garcia, man, and what a promotion this has been thus far. Man, got everybody scratching their head and wondering, what can we expect next from, Ryan Garcia, man. And that's what makes him different than all the rest. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that seek the attention from social media, and he goes about doing that in various ways. We don't know if it's some emotional issues there, mental issues. Everyone has came out in support of maybe some type of mental situation going on with Garcia, but the fight goes on. No matter what, it looks like they're going to push forward. And man, this would be the chess move of a lifetime if all of this has just been, real thought out strategy to make everyone thinks that he's not coming in this fight 110%, and then flip the script and, have been training and just not showing all the work. When you look at that video of him when Derek James had his head down and looking like, oh my God, what's going on? You got Ryan crossing his feet, doing his shadow boxing in slow motion. And, that had to be just for the cameras, man. I'm not believing that's where they're at for real. You feel me? And a lot of this, you can't really tell, what's real and what's not. So that in itself leads you to believe that, Garcia could be playing mind games with the whole world, man. And really getting ready to do something great here, in April. So who knows, man? But I tell you what, Devin Haney hasn't been really seen that much, man. I can imagine that he's definitely focused and down in training camp and getting ready to put on his best performance. And if he left off if he pick up where he left off at, man, I can expect Haney to be sharp and really see a more what you would call confident, quiet, confident Haney, man, in his boxing ability, man. I think he's really coming into his own. I saw a lot of rhythm. He was using in his last fight against the Regis Prograis, man, and even the power showed up. You feel me? So when you throw those punches correctly with the snap on them, you'll be surprised how much power you can create, man, especially if you're hitting those guys on the button. And I think Haney kind of realized that in the Prograis fight. So he want to pick right back up with that snapping jab, using his footwork and making these guys reach, but being in position to make him pay, man. That's his fight game, and keep those combination punches coming. I like to see him throwing them straight rather than those looping overhands, man. But that's the new generation, bro. And it seems like a lot of the top fighters are doing that these days. But man, I'm going to be looking forward to that one. Oh man, they had it scheduled first, I believe in Vegas, and then they moved it to the Barclays in New York, man. So a lot of people was not really thrilled about that. They was, wanted to stay out on the West Coast, but hey, this is boxing again, and I think true boxing fans know what we're in store for with Haney and Garcia, man. The implications surrounding the winner of this fight is endless. So, opportunity after opportunity, man. And so I'm going to be looking forward to this one, and hopefully you are too. There you have it. You've been listening to Tarver's Take, man. I want to thank you guys for the support that you're showing me on YouTube. If you haven't went over to my YouTube channel, please go subscribe, like, share, and comment, man. I love you guys' comments. It really means a lot to me to know that you guys are listening, man. So until the next time, stay tapped in, and I'll talk to you then.